Welcome to Bengaluru. We are live at the Bengaluru Stadium for the second half for the 79th National Football Championships for Santosh Trophy. It's been pleasure to bring you all the live action. Attacking from right to left of your screen in all yellow, Goa. And attacking from left to right of your screen in all blue, are services. We're up and running in Group H, the first match day. It is an esteemed game we have today. Two decorated sides. Goa with 5 titles, services with 7 titles in Santosh Trophy, going head to head. And after plenty of sparring in the first half, we didn't have many goals to report. In fact, it was only 0-0. Both sides still fighting for that breakthrough goal, which will crack open this game. Loose ball there picked up by Goa's defensive midfield. And now that was as close as Goa could go. Goa's goalkeeper, Sanju Bagde. Okay, pardon, that was services goalkeeper Gagandeep Singh. Exchanging passes with his centre backs. Plenty of spaces opening early on, but that was a wasteful pass, you have to say. Just kicking it straight out of play down the wing. Good physicality on show from Goa to snatch the ball away. Kept in on that left flank. Both sides trying expansive passing. You can see plenty of quality in those passes and touches there. But this one will be a throw in for services. Bengaluru Stadium, the crown jewel of Karnataka State Football Association. A premium quality turf which stands a great opportunity for footballers to prove themselves on this pitch. Here is Samananda. Now, through all that scrap, services do manage to get away with the ball with the fullback. Keeping his eyes on, puts a fine tackle there, Prateek Naik. Physicality has been the name of the game. The defenders, the attackers, no one shying away. And look at the dash to make sure that his side wins a corner. That is absolutely fine there in this contact sport. A shoulder bar, just a shoulder chuck, you have to say. No ill intent. And his side will have a corner, the first of the second half. Wangdan Thamang on this one, a left-footed in swinger. Can he create some trouble inside the box? There is Wangdan that goes outside the box, perhaps trained multiple times in practice. Not exactly that has gone according to the plan, but Wangdan has a chance to reload one, and the second delivery is just a sport as well. Goa hoping for a break. The defender, a bit of miscommunication for a moment, but Sanju makes sure that he gets the claim. Reason Fernandez. Heavy touch there from Denny Singh. It's with Brijesh now. Knocks the ball forward, search for opportunity. Decent pass between the lines. The best thing about this game has been spaces. Both sides are not cluttering onto the ball in numbers. They're playing the game slowly. They know that spaces will appear and they can take advantage. Keenan Sakor Almeida on the go and touchline, instructing his players to be compact. And this one should be won by the defender. He misses it. And the persistence does pay off for the attacker. He wins a corner there. Vijay Maran. Excellently done. As he puts Tipana Shantapa in a pickle. Corner taken shortly this time. They are training. They're trying everything from the training ground. There goes the in-swinger. But the defense holds high. Services are one of the teams to beat. They are excellent. They had a run to the semi-finals in the 24-25 season. Goa certainly know that the task on their hand isn't easy. Well defended by Ariston Costa, the midfielder, coming to help his defense because they need this work rate. Goan defense isn't doing themselves any favors. They're giving the ball away cheaply. Early cross. Well, not the best of the clearances. Service is still on the ball. Gently caresses it. The goalkeeper, Sanju Bugde, makes another fine climb. One goalkeeper to the other in a flash. Look at the urgency now. Service is increasing the heat. Tini Singh. Long ball is the resort, but the defense is winning enough fast duels. There might be some contact in there. It's a brilliant ball. The defender gets across. I don't think that should be given as a penalty. That's a great tackle. The winger was cutting across. He had to get there. And he does. And now an opportunity to shoot, but that one is a grass cutter and an easy save for Sanju. Well, services almost getting the first go-ahead goal of the game. Defense of Goa happy to get the ball away. Not stringing any meaningful attacks, just kicking it as far away from their goal as possible. Now here is a chance to build up. Services in retreat. A decent first touch as well. Now that was an ambitious switch towards the right. Perhaps he should have just kept it simple. Played a pass along the ground, but wanted the Hollywood pass. It didn't come off for him. Played around the corner, the fullback. Well, I don't think Sanju would love to see that again. He had to get the ball away first time, but that wasn't the best effort in the world. And he immediately apologizes to his teammates. Services taking long and short corners, but this time, is it going to be a long throw-in? Well, they will be happy to take a short one. Knock towards the middle. I think they wanted to try the 1-2 there. Didn't just come off for them. Now that becomes a crossing opportunity, but unfortunately, services weren't in a position to capitalize on that. Sanju having some complaint there on the touchline. Is it a head injury? Alive on the left flank, trying to chop inwards. The good thing about services is they're not desperate to get the shot away. They're trying to make angles. They're trying to create chances through patience. That ball was slightly under hit, allowing the fullback just a bit of time to get it away. Played back towards the goalkeeper. That didn't have enough power. I believe that was intended for the goalkeeper there from the left back. Well, it has to be better than that. Well, just when I was praising the patience to build slowly, services play a couple of helter-skelter pass in the hope of getting something. Sanju showed great power on that kick. Samananda had to be careful because he was being chased down by Selwyn Fraser Miranda. Takes no risk, heads it back to his goalkeeper. The fast start we had in the opening 10 minutes of the second half dissipated. Game settling into a slow simmering, slow burn there. But it's still services calling the shots, the 7-time winners of the tournament. The defender does well to pinch back. He's offering himself on the run, but it is overhit. The passing has been underwhelming from Goa. Once again, cut out in the middle. Attempt to fire it towards the right. Now what a touch that is. He's going clean through on goal. Does he have the angle? He gets the shot and it trickles into the back of the net somehow. Well, services take the lead. It is deserved. First, it starts with a brilliant turn, fooling the defender. And then a couple of deflections later, Sanju was caught out at his near post. To his shock, he could only watch the ball trickle into the back of the net slowly as services opened the scoring in the second half. A brilliant finish. When he first shot it, I thought he was probably too early. Should have just driven into the box and then took it. But the striker showing great awareness. It's good luck from Zahir Khan. The attacker, the linchpin for services, getting the first goal of the season for them. How about that turn? What a beautiful turn, and what about that finish? Perhaps had huge fortune there. A touch of the defender, catching the goalkeeper flat-footed. But they will not care. Services, who started the half brightly, have their reward here. And Goa cannot afford to sit back anymore on the hour mark. 30 minutes for them to grab something from this game. Well, that's what football intelligence makes such a difference. Yes, this is a physical game. The physical attributes will help you stand out, but it is the footballing brain that so often makes the difference. Just the turn to fool the defender and run past him. It opened the entire goal to him. Despite picking the shot early, he made sure that he had enough power on it to make sure it finds the back of the net. Lovely passing between the Goan players, but they cannot get it past. Bit of press on Mingte, but the midfielder takes no risk as he finds his goalkeeper Gagandeep. I think this is the right way to go for services. Despite taking the 1-goal lead, they're not happy with it. They're not sitting back. You could see them trying to go long and force opportunities. Meanwhile, this is an injury worry. That's Zahir Khan himself. That is Dini Singh. Getting a bit of cooling break there. The player will step off the field temporarily as services resume the game with 10. They have numerical disadvantage. Can they keep hold of the ball? Rizwan Fernandez and Brian Faria, the centre backs of Goa, having to defend so many long balls and crosses. Heavy touch. Midfielder almost pinches the ball away. Ariston Costa. And that's a stylish pass, and he pulls it brilliantly. The first touch is exquisite as well. Cuts onto his right foot, but cannot take the ball towards the goal as Miranda's turnover leads to a good counter for services. Dini Singh is back on after receiving the treatment, but they cannot take advantage of the break. Goa going long towards that left flank again. This time, I believe, they all assume that Miranda is going to be there by default, but the winger went inwards hoping for something short. The Hollywood passes look well in reality, but it is extremely hard to create something tangible of them, isn't it? They'd be better off by trying the short passes. That's a lovely back heel towards the left wing. Now how about this pass around the corner? Can he find the right cut back? The defender makes sure it puts it out for a corner. This team looks like they're prepared well in the off-season. The short pre-seasons these sides have had, training is very important, and services look like they have time for these tricks as well. Apart from the usual drills, they are practicing short corners, these cute ones that haven't worked out till now, you have to be honest. Perhaps better off belting one into the box. We take another short one again. Follow-up cross. It's a decent header, and it hits back of the net. Well, this is brilliant from services. Such a good ball in, and he had a free jump. Even picked his spot as he heads it into the ground, into the bottom corner. Sanju was rooted to his spot. Services running away with the game in the second half. What a lovely goal that was. You have to question the defense. So static. No one jumping with him. Gives him a free header. And how good was that? He just glances it, helps it on its way towards that bottom corner, and services double their advantage. In 6 minutes, Goa are staring at a defeat. Well, that really was the summary of the first half. It was a spar and nothing more. In the second half, they've come out with real intent, raining punches that hurts the opposition. Goa have taken the 1-2 punch. They're unable to stand up on their feet. Now this long ball could have been something, but the flag goes up as well. Makes us run a bit sooner. Services good value for their lead. Can they hold on comfortably as we approach the final quarter of the game? And if it is more of the same in the second half, they might even think about increasing their goal difference. This is another good ball. The square pass. There were a couple of blue shirts in the middle, but Sanju was alert to the threat. I think they're lacking the progression in the middle. They're being pressed in this own area. They have to find those passers, a decent passer who could break the lines because services are pressing very high. Look at that. A two-man strike pair by a bank of four blockading that middle. And these are the kinds of pass we'd love to see. It took one decent pass to break that midfield line. And here they are. Could be... Well, the goalkeeper, Gagandeep Singh, puts himself in risk with that heavy touch there. Well, this is how simple it is. When a team presses high, you need one creative passer to find the line breaker. As soon as Goa's line broke, the pressing line, they were in behind with an opportunity. And the toss was just overhit. Dancing and twisting with the defender, lets the shot out. Goalkeeper, and makes a meal of it as the rebound is tapped home. Could you believe it? Services are running away with this contest. It's 3-0 in a flash. They're hopeful of the flag going up, but it will not come up. And it is completely on Sanju there. As Goa, they were preparing a triple substitution regardless of this goal. And now they have no way but to do it. Ariston Costa, Denil Rebello off for Joshua Wellington. And Chrysler there. Very disappointing from a Goan point of view. I think the goalkeeper has to do better here. The first goal was a deflection, yes, but this was a nothing shot. This was a shot he should have saved comfortably. Parries it. And the defender not anticipating it well enough. That is a chemical, chaotic goal to concede from a Goan point of view. The goalkeeper and the defender absolutely falling asleep, just like they did for the second goal. And services, all of a sudden, after equal for almost 60 minutes, they have a 3-0 lead. A 10-minute blitz here from the men in blue. And just imagine, a moment earlier, a successful attack for Goa could have made it 2-1. One good through pass was the difference there. Now look at that runner. He will still be found. Can he go for goal? Tries to square it. That's a rash tackle from the defender and the shot is in. Well, could you believe it? They're scoring for fun now. What a finish that was. I think the referee was waiting to see the outcome of this goal. But Vijay doesn't take any casualties. What a finish that was. Into the top corner. Absolutely drills it. Again, intelligent play and lax defending from Goa. Where are the runners inside the box? And a free run, that was a sure shot penalty, I'm sure. If not for Vijay's shot finding the top corner, the referee could have awarded a penalty. Who needs penalties when he can find the top corner with such ease, says Vijay. Unmarked, had plenty of time, could have even taken a touch. But the number 7 showing his class there by thumping it first time. Goa's triple substitution not helping their cause at all. Now on the end of this move, they get a shot away. The goalkeeper not even claiming it, he just plays it with his feet casually from a deflected shot. Services with a couple of substitutions in the meanwhile as well. I think just some 10 minutes ago, they were still in the game. It was an even contest. It was 0-0. Services were trying to get the goal, but Goa had their moments as well. But in the last 10 minutes, it has completely changed. The game spun on its head. Services have an unassailable 4-0 lead. And this will send an ominous warning to the rest of the group. Well, this gives us great opportunity to go into the depths of this tournament. We are in the first match day of Group H, where 4 teams are pitted together. Goa, Karnataka, Lakshadweep and Services. In the first match, on the first match day, We have Goa taking on Services, the Armed Forces team of India. Another substitution for Services. It's Sadananda entering the fray for Wangden Thamang. Well, in Group H, like any other group, only the group winner makes it to the final round. We have 9 groups in the NFC at Santosh Trophy. 8 groups of 4 teams each and a single group with 3 teams each. That takes the tally to 35 teams, where 9 group winners qualify for the final round. So in this team, each team plays another in a single round robin format. So let me remind you, there will only be 3 chances for each team to emerge as the group winner, and every game counts here. This defeat, with a terrible goal difference for Goa, will be ominous to their final round prospects. And Services know that goal difference too plays a key role if a team fails to win 3 of its games. They will take on a strong Karnataka side that has won the Santosh Trophy in recent past. So they know that a draw is well possible there. That's the finish from Vijay. I think the goalkeeper believed that the ball was going out, didn't extend himself. So a heavy margin of victory will be on mind for Services. Can they make it 5-0? From this in-swinger, no more short corner gimmicks there. A free header once again. Zahir Khan loses bearings there. He was just searching for where the ball went. Now look at the space. The winger making sure he peels wide. The shape of Goa of the ball has been worrisome. They're pressing, but there is no structure to the press. Players are just in random staggered positions. Looks like it struck an arm. Goan players appealed. Nonetheless, they win the ball there. Can they at least salvage the goal difference is the question now. A win, a draw, or longer out of the window. Let me tell you more about this matchup. These sides faced each other in the finals of the 23-24 edition. Services emerged victorious in the final to pick their 7th title at the expense of Goa. It was just by a single goal, but now they are making sure that they put more past their opposition. Years of hurt for Goa against this particular opposition. The 23-24 final loss will still be stinging hard. Another corner, says the referee. Now swinger this time towards the far post. A free header again. Services are enjoying plenty of time in the opposition box. Marking has to be tighter there. Now that's a good challenge from behind. Despite leaning into it with an elbow, it's a 3v4. If the winger can keep the ball in, he will lose the race eventually. Needed a measured pass into his feet, perhaps. As the referee halts the play for a cooling break. What a blitz it has been from Services in the second half. Goal after goal after goal. In short period ends this contest as it gives them final 15 minutes to properly relax on the field in game management mode and avoid any injuries under the hot Bangalore sun.
ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
Hit down the line there. Goa will have the ball. Tries to spread it towards the flank. There is support for him on the overlap, but the winger makes us run a bit sooner. I don't think that was the case. I'm not sure what the chaos is about. It didn't look offside from here. But the linesman took his call, and we have to simply oblige it. For Goa, nothing is going their way, is it? They will be happy to pick up a throw in from this attack. Now hoofed clear. Easily won by Goa there. Look at the press. Look at the bodies they're committing forward despite being 4-0. Service are surely no goal differences to think. They're just trying to add more and more to that. Now in attack, they have support. He needs a good ball. Well, there was plenty of room for him. That is really poor awareness. One good through pass could have released the attacking midfielder there. But here they are, still with a chance. Lloyd, showing his tricky feet. Seeks support of Pratik Naik. Swings one in towards the far post. Well, he was caught in two minds. He didn't know what to do when the ball jumped onto him. Probably was trying to duck away. That was not the way to go there. Tired legs. Surely this is tired legs. Nothing else from Goa. Sridharnath firing the pass into space, but the fullback was done. He was done running today as we enter the final 10 minutes. Defender taking no chances. He's happy to concede even a corner. Now it's going to be a long throw in. Not the longest by any stretch, but the attacker gets his head on it. Goa unable to retain the ball. Hooks it past. Straight to an opposition player. But there is an infringement. And Lloyd is happy to take the free kick there. The expression of discontent as soon as he was held back. Made sure that the referee notices it. And this was a desperate one. Was he caught there? It looked like he lost the ball and was trying to get a free kick from the referee, but it looks like he was in genuine pain. The referee somehow holds the physio from entering the pitch. And he's all right like clockwork. I thought that was a simulation to get referee's attention. But it's only going to be a throw in for his side, isn't it? Wanted a free kick but gets a throw in, which will be put out. Ascova return the ball to services. A poor sequence there. Have to question the decision making. They're down 4-0. They must try to grab a consolation, but simulating and trying to influence the referee will not work. Another late change from services. It's Akis coming on for Mijay Marand. Has done his part. Has been part of an attack that has scored 4 goals. And the hunt for the 5th goal goes on. On the right flank, goes down naively. It's going to be a goal kick and nothing else. The silky football Goa played became a thing of the past suddenly as soon as they conceded 1 or 2 goals. And now that might be an opportunity. Could you believe it? Well, he went for the extraordinary. Yes, he had a defender marking him tightly, but he could have taken a touch, tried to enter the box and then beat the defender, but he tried to chip the goalkeeper from afar. Sums up the kind of day Goa are having, the kind of second half, especially after holding on somehow in the first. The attack extremely falling flat. Lloyd somehow gets the pass to his teammates. Hit down the line. The defender taking no risks. The referee had a long and hard look, awards a corner. The direct route working off late because services are dealing with tired legs as well. The long balls, which were easily cleared in the first half, are yielding some results for them. Fraser Miranda, the skipper, sends a flat delivery into the box, which is met by the first man. Here is the captain again. Cuts onto his left foot, tries to find an angle to shoot, but ends up giving the ball away as services can launch a counter. They have numbers, but suddenly they decided to slow down and go up, pinch the ball away somehow. That was drilled. But no getting past Mingte there. Was controlled this midfield perfectly, sniffing so many attacks and offering himself. Going forward there. An overlapping run on the left. But the winger ignores him before finding an underwhelming pass. He was not happy with that. That was a terrible pass. You could look at that. With players not seeing eye to eye, knowing that they're messed up. That was such a great underlapping run. Should have just played it into the box. But at the end of it, they will settle for a corner, which Vijay, the goal scorer of the 4th, will take. Plenty of height on it. The goalkeeper can only parry it. There is no clean catch for him today, is there? Now inside the box. Tricky feet. Dancing away. It could be a penalty, but the referee says that was too gentle. As Goa. Can they have a successful break now? Through the middle, but that was a poor pass. Rather, he overran on that occasion there. Sums up the kind of day Goa having on the field. Now cracking ball headed towards the edge of the box. Look how patient they are, and look at the lack of marking. Vijay. That is wrong decision making. He had a man completely free to his left. That is poor from Vijay. Perhaps the greed to get another goal. Commandant will enter the field. Look at the space Vijay had to release the winger. But instead he goes on his right foot. Tries to fire into the top corner once more. But the sensible option would have been to pass. Selvin Frazier Miranda, the captain's racist run today. As he leaves the field for Salgio. And Vijay, the goal scorer, that was his final involvement. As he makes way for Commandant. Well, I'm pretty sure had he scored that, the coach would have left him on to give him a chance to complete his hat-trick. But that was a grave sin there to not pass in that situation. Well, let me tell you, I'm emphasizing the goal difference part these many times because in a group where there are two strong teams, goal difference will certainly play a role. Because you cannot be sure of the winner in the clash between those two giants, that is Services and Karnataka in this group phase. So the margin of victories against the two sides that are beatable will play a key role even if the Giants go on to draw their game. And Services, for all their chances, will be disappointed that they're just winning by a 4-goal margin today. And let me make sure there's no disrespect aimed at Goa or even Lakshadweep, but we all know how this group is going to pan out. Karnataka and Services, the outright favorites. Expected a better fight from Goa, to be honest. But in the second half, they're completely imploded in a 10-minute spell. Now that long ball, Sanju. Aware of the risks now. The goalkeeper was partially at fault for a couple of goals. Not covering himself in glory either. Tries to take the ball past the defender who gets a toe to it. Tries to slice it centrally. That is going to be a goal kick for Services. As we are about to find out the number of minutes we're going to have in added time. Just 4, says the referee. Well, 1 for the mandatory cool. Even in this cool winter, the day temperatures have been harsh on the players, rising to as much as 25, 27 degrees. Really facing the heat, playing in midday sun, playing under the midday sun. The cooling breaks are mandatory even in winter. Night temperatures are dropping, yes, but the daytimes are hard as ever for the players to get hold of. Once again, Sridharnath had a chance to play the big switch towards the right, but he ends up. Wellington had his drives with. And luckily there was no runner at the far post either. That was an easy catch. Perhaps he misjudged it. Overran on that occasion. Gagandeep, not aware of the trajectory of the ball. Goa have a corner now, which will be taken by Salgio, the late substitute. That's a decent ball in. This time, Gagandeep, make sure he gets there. Goa putting some late pressure to get a consolation back. Tipana with the armband can only manage to find the goalkeeper with a long pass. Now this is what you want. Every player so confident on the ball, knowing that they can take on any player and get past them before finding a key pass. Services, such a dominating performance this from them. Now that's brilliant. Well, I thought that the ball was in play and they ice lit up for a fifth goal, but the referee spoils the party by blowing the whistle. Mingte gets stolen as Wellington gets caught from behind for a late free kick for Goa in the 93rd minute. Perhaps I'm wondering this game could have been different had Wellington started because they conceded 2 goals after he came on. There was only one after he came on, but his drive with the ball would have certainly made a difference in the final third. Shipped towards the final third again, kept alive on the left. Lloyd, can he get across in successfully? Gives a heavy touch. The defender takes the chance to pinch it away. As Services have a goal kick, but the players drop like flies. With late cramps, I believe they should be able to play through for the final minute in the injury time. But since it is the goalkeeper, the referee is obliged to stop. Taken shortly in the final minute of injury time. Goa winning the ball, but what was that? That was extremely poor from Prateek. Tried a simple flick that did not come off. Anytime now as the referee gets the whistle to his lips and blows the full-time whistle. Services a blitz in the second half. Enough for them to seal a dominant 4-0 victory. I think it'd be hard for you to believe we were level-headed. We were 0-0. We were locked at 0-0 heading into the 59th minute. But it was then that the men from the armed forces started the party. And in a 10-minute blitz, they erased Goa's defense, scoring 4 in quick succession. The fourth from Vijay was the highlight of the day. A thumping finish into the top corner. Every goal was great in its own right. But how about this for a positive start from Services? The 7-time champions get their Santosh Trophy campaign underway with a thumping win. They will go home now, watch the next game with plenty of interest and prepare themselves for the key battles coming ahead. But for Goa, the chance of making it to the final round looks slim already. After taking a huge defeat in their opener, the full-time score is Goa 0, Services 4. And in the second game of the match day 1 in Group H, we have Karnataka, the host, taking on Lakshadweep, the Union Territory, the Islanders, at the Bangalore Football Stadium. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned for more live action coming your way.